We were politely asked to leave. I knew our Blue Beacon car wash wouldn't last long. It just never does it? Hey, something I want to show you guys. Does anybody know, you guys see those dust lines? It's like that, and they go across. I find that really strange, but that's not the first time I've noticed it. When I get on a dusty road in our RV, is that there's those lines going across there, and I'm thinking, now why would the dust just collect like that? I don't know if it has something to do with the framing of the RV, but I still don't understand why it would do that. It don't make no sense to me. So if anybody knows what that is, leave it down in the comments below. I would love to hear it. So travel days, always a disaster. What'd you say?
I said it's a disaster. You gotta redo the whole thing.
And so while boss cleans the inside of the RV, that's a time whenever I take the kids outside and I get things prepared outside and just get their bikes down, let them play, just kind of get them out of here so that Lane can have time to completely clean this thing out, because this is our house and we like for it to be clean. Once we get done traveling, things become a mess and there's crumbs and crackers and cookies and everything all over the floor from the kids just eating and it not staying in their mouth. And hey, what are you guys doing?
Well, just give me some.
Okay. So, you want to go for a ride?
No.
Let's ride. Let's ride a little bit longer. The place where we're camping at is called George's Gift. It is just north of Bryce Canyon. Just outside the entrance into the national park. Here's the thing. I just showed you a bunch of no camping signs. They are everywhere where it says no camping. However, this is on CAMPENDIUM, and there are 10 to 15 people back here camping. I really don't know what's going on. A few people have talked about it on CAMPENDIUM, but they say that it just means no camping right where the sign is. I don't know. So there's two entrances into George's Gift BLM land, or national. I guess this is actually National Forest. And we went to the other one. There was like no campers at all down on that side. It was the very first one that you come to, and there was a bunch of no camping signs. And so we came down back on the highway, came down to another entrance a little bit closer to the national park entrance, and there was already like 4 or 5 people camping off of the road where it says no camping. And we came back further, and there's more tenters and trucks, and there's fifth wheels, and I see that there's another RV down here. And so I don't know if the National Park Service is not enforcing it yet, but if they ask us to leave, we will respectfully leave and not cause a fuss about it. There is a lot of boondocking locations near Bryce Canyon, so if you want to stay in a campground, there's that too, or if you want to boondock, you can. There's 3 or 4 out on the main highway. I think that's Highway 12, the scenic route. There's a couple, 3 or 4 that's up there that have some boondocking locations, but this right here, George's Gift, is the closest into the national park. Get it, clean it, work it.
Oh, I am.
You done yet?
No, that's not cool.
Oh, sorry.
Cross the line. Cross the line.
I crossed it. Sorry about that. So something weird happened today. I don't even remember the name of the town, but there's a junction there where you can go north to go to Bryce or turn left to go to Zion. I had stopped there to fill up our freshwater tank, and this lady, right when everybody's getting ready to leave, she came over with her cell phone and she just started filming our rig, like towards the back of it. And she wasn't filming up where Lane and I were sitting, and I was slowly starting to pull out of the parking lot, and she's just filming us the whole time, like moving as we're moving. I was like, what is this lady doing? I wish I would have asked her, but I seen that there was a tour bus, and my assumption is anytime there's a tour bus like that, it's probably some people here internationally. So there was several other people over there looking at her while she was filming us. But she kept filming toward the back, and I was like, why is she filming toward the back? Is she filming the Jeep? I just couldn't understand it. And then maybe it dawned on me about the coach's name, Meridian, that maybe she's seen that name And maybe that's a common name where she's from. Maybe has a family member with the name Meridian. I don't know, but she filmed it, and it was very awkward for a while because it took us a little bit to get out of the parking lot, and she just kept filming us for probably a good minute or two. Yeah, so that happened today. Also had somebody honk at us today as they passed us. I don't know if they knew who we were or if I was driving too slow. If that was you who honked at us today just outside of Page, Arizona, let us know in the comments down below. If you were saying hi, hi. If you were saying get out of the way, sorry. So while we're on the topic of the name of our coach, the Itasca Meridian, I've had people ask us, hey, are you going to name your coach? I don't know. Lane and I have kind of talked about it. And the first thing I thought of to go along with Meridian, and so I thought of calling it Murda, because that just seems like a seasoned generation name. Sorry, I'm trying to be politically correct here and not offend anybody by calling them old. I'm not calling you old. I'm just saying Murda seems like an older name. Kind of like, well, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop now. So anyway, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Murda would be a cool name for the coach? An appropriate name for the coach? Let us know in the comments. What do you think of naming?
What do you want?
What do you think of naming it Murda?
Murda.
You like Murda?
No, it's already just the oldest looking RV in the world.
There's like a bee in here or something.
I mean, it matches the oldness of it.
Grady would flip out right now.
Yeah. Is there really a bee in here?
There's something.
I'm not loving that. Don't step in my dirt pile.
Oh, sorry. Out. Get.
Oh, okay. Just a minute. I'll bring you one. I'll bring you one. Bye.
Well, we were politely asked to leave. The U.S. Forest Service law enforcement ranger just now pulled up, and she informed us, showed us on a map that this area had recently been closed to camping. Showed me on a map where I could go, but with us having the diesel pusher, and as you guys know in the previous videos, going miles down a gravel road with this thing is not going to be something we want to do because of the dust that it sucks up into our radiator. So we've got to move on to a different location.
I just put the crock pot on.
Lane is just now cooking us some dinner for tonight, but that's okay. I mean, the thing is that we didn't know. She asked me, she said, did you see the no camping sign? I said I did. However, everybody else was camping back in here, so I said we just kind of did what everybody else was doing. Not that it was right, it wasn't, obviously, because now we're told to leave, which is absolutely fine. Like I said, we were in the wrong and we don't need to be here, so we're going to go on to a different location. She's very nice, was not rude, anything at all.
She gave a little ruler to us.
Yeah, she gave the kids some little toys that she had or something. One of them looked like a little paper airplane or something. Now we got to pack up. I told her it's probably going to be about an hour before we could leave in case she came back by and we were still here. So she was fine with that. But yeah, here's some little toys. She gave the kids some rulers with stuff you can trace. But the kids are so dirty. This place is so dusty, dirty, filthy. I mean, there's ATVs going up and down the road constantly, which just kicks up the dust. And so the kids are just filthy. They've been playing outside for hours while me and Mommy try to get some work done in here. So now we got to get them cleaned up before we get on the road. I got to get everything packed up, and we got to find another spot.
Wait, we're taking the trail down there?
No, we're going this way. Okay. It's just a little lookout point.
So we're taking the Bristlecone Loop Trail. We're at the end of the point on Rainbow Point. And this is our first time being into the Bryce Canyon, which is really not even a canyon from what I'm being told. It's a plateau. So think of the Badlands, how you've got a flat area and then the Badlands kind of fall away from the ground and it kind of drops down. That's kind of the same concept here. But it's not really a canyon, not like Grand Canyon or anything like that.
Don't be crazy. Just sit
But it is pretty magnificent.
Okay.
What's the problem?
I have no idea. I'm itching. I'm weird.
So anytime Lane goes on runs, what happens to you?
I itch. Usually it's my fat though. Usually like it's my love handles. But right now where my shoes are touching my skin, which there's socks there. I don't know, but I'm
Maybe it's those new shoes you bought.
I love my new shoes.
Oh.
It's my circulation or something weird. Sorry.
You're just weird.
I'm weird. Awkward moment. On with it.
That way.
So this is my kind of hike right here.
That way, Mom.
Kids are setting the pace.
Where are we going?
Which way are they going?
We're gonna go straight.
No boulders. Nobody's dying.
That way.
No cliffs.
No cliffs. Everything.
Anyway, I think
If they fall here, little blood, no big deal. Like, it's fine. And the babies are contained. Happiness is a bond.
Look at me.
Precious right there.
I'm a little strained because I'm carrying Chasen. He's heavy. From the entrance of Bryce Canyon to Rainbow Point at the back is 18 miles, and both boys fell asleep on that drive, and so I'm carrying Chasen. And so because the Jeep doesn't have a rack and we can't bring strollers right now with the Jeep, and so when they fall asleep like this, we're going to end up carrying them. But this is a 1 mile loop, so it's not super long. I can handle it for that long.
See, like, this is precious.
Come on here, Mom.
Okay, baby, I see you.
Are you taping this, Dad?
I am. So in the visitor guide that they gave us, the little maps and everything, they told us, they suggested that you go to the end of the park and then start here and then work your way back. So as you're going down, you're heading north to south, and everything is on the east side as far as your views. The west side has views, but not everything's on your east side as far as like canyons, the red rocks, all that. That's why they suggest to go to the end of the park, start there, get out, stretch your legs, do a hike like what we're doing now, and then go back north, and everything will be on your right because all of the pull-offs are on your right. So just take our advice, take their advice, do that, and that way you can get in easily to those places and back out. What do you guys think?
Incredible. If I was up there, I would have dropped the rock down and see how many seconds it would take for it to hit the bottom.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah. If I was like down there, if I fell down there, I would like just go like, I would just like I don't know what I did.
We just met a great couple, and they've traveled their entire lives and they don't regret it. And one of the stories the lady told us, they came home from a big vacation to like another country. Where were they from?
Essex, England.
England, yeah. And they came home, and one of their parents said, if you wouldn't have been spending all your money, you could have afforded to pay for this house. And she said, that's not the point. And I just thought, preach.
So what is the point?
The point is to enjoy every day that you have, because you don't know if you're going to have the next one, to enjoy it fully. And you know what? When we die and we're gone, we're not going to leave our kids with a ton of money. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But we will leave them with a ton of memories.
That'll preach.
And money.
Brady wants money too.
You guys will leave me and I'll be rich.
Saying how most people, and the way we've been brought up in the America's way of thinking, I don't know if it's Americans' way of thinking, but the majority of people think in the way of work, 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 make sure your retirement's good, make sure college funds, all those things, and then retire and vacation. But then a lot of people, for one, they never do retire, because you always need more money, you always need more, think you need more. For two, a lot of times by the time you retire, you can't enjoy things as well as you can when you're young. Yeah. Also, a lot of people are trying to have a nest egg to give their kids when they die. And but why? So they're going to remember you being at work, gathering that nest egg instead of bouncing them on a trail. I mean.
So to follow up with that, if one thing we've learned over the past several years is that retirement is a mindset and an income. Because for most people, they retire once they reach 62, 65, and they built up this nest egg, like Lane said. And then they enjoy what they want to do with the rest of their years. Whereas with us, we can still work, but yet enjoy what we want to do. And I think that's where this shift in American culture, the American dream, and so many people have figured out a new way of living, that they've just grabbed a hold of it and ran with it.
Hey guys, it's chicken.
And kind of broke the mold of normalcy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, a lot of people say, I wish we could do that, I wish we could do that. If you're determined to do something, you'll find a way.
And that's that mindset I was talking about. Because if you are determined and if you want to do this life, then you just figure out a way to do it.
Because there are ways.
Like, we would have loved to have kept our home, to kept all the things, all of the all the stuff. Well, not maybe really all the stuff.
Not all the stuff, but have a home.
But have a home. I mean, we would have loved to have been rich and kept all the things, but yet still do this life. But yet, we realized that we had to make a sacrifice, selling jobs, leaving family, churches, what was comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, we had to leave comfort behind.
It takes sacrifice and willingness to take risks.
Well, so I think this goes along with our devotion this morning.
Mm-hmm.
To walk by faith and not by sight.
Yeah.
Because if we walked by sight and did what we've always seen everybody else doing.
You want something different, do something different. You know, I mean, that's a quote we share a lot with people. If you want something different, do something different.
Yeah.
And the words "I wish" really drive me nuts, don't they?
Yeah.
I like instead when people say "I will."
Yeah. It does take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
To do this. But I believe that's where faith grows. And you see what you're made of.
Yeah.
And it's not always successful. Lots of times people fail. We've failed along the journey, and we get right back up though, and we try something new. We try something different.
You grow during those times of failure. That's when you grow closer.
You figure out what you're made out of, your character. And a lot of people, when they fail, they go right back into comfort zone. But I've always said comfort zones are dead zones.
Yes.
And there's no life there. Well, at least for us. Like, when we found comfort, we just found that we weren't thriving, we weren't growing in who we are, who God made us to be. And so anytime we try something new, take a leap of faith, like, it's just something spurs in us that new dreams are possible. Like, we think of what can we do next?
And just a side note, this isn't for everyone, and if you're called to be in your hometown and do your routine, that's amazing, and that's your calling, and that's where you should be, and you're rocking it.
Living your dream, yeah, absolutely.
Living your dream, if that means traveling or not, whatever that looks like, just live it. Just figure out what that dream is, what bubbles up inside of you, and do it all out.
Yeah, no
matter what that is. This is just what it was for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm going to watch the other videos real quick.
Bryce Canyon is beautiful. If anything, I believe just being in areas like this inspires you to inspire others to come see it. And Lane and I, our point from creating a vlog, like our goal from all of this from the very beginning was to inspire the people, to share our faith, to also document this journey so that our kids can show their kids, can look back on it someday and think, Mom and Dad did something crazy and amazing. And
what do you think about it, Grady?
I wasn't listening.
Okay.
I was just trying to make
Well, in 20 years, you can come back and watch this.
Okay.
So one of the things that I want to mention about inspiring and casting vision and becoming a dreamer is that because of what we've been doing, Grady has been inspired to create his own YouTube channel. And so that we got him a camera recently, and he's been doing his own recording, having his own imagination on what he wants his vlog to be about. And so he's really been working hard about that, haven't you, bud?
Yeah.
And it's been something that Lane and I have seen in him that, you know what if something becomes of this for the future? What if Grady is a producer for movies, or, just writes books, or is an amazing author? Or an artist, because you love to draw, don't you?
I love to draw.
Yep. So, if anything, these vlogs and this lifestyle have, I think, birthed something in Grady that we never knew that was there. And by taking that leap of faith, here Grady is, and doing something new and doing something that we didn't think that he would ever do.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that.
Thanks.
And we've been on the road for how long? A year?
A year.
And it's taken a year for you to be prepared to do that. So sometimes we want to do something so bad, we're ready to go. But God slows us down to prepare us so that when we do it, we can do it right. And we're able and we're capable of doing it exactly how He envisioned. Was it worth waiting a year?
Yeah.
Now you've got a camera and you've learned by watching Daddy and you're ready to rock it. So sometimes you'll get a dream in your heart and it'll seem like nothing's happening. But you have to keep walking towards that goal because it will happen in God's timing as long as you don't quit.
He slept the whole time. So I do want to finish up with what Lane said about the year process. And for many of you that don't know, oh, hang on. For many of you that don't know, we got this idea to do RV living in 2017. It took us a year to get to that point to where we finally sold the house. But during that year, I prepared ourselves. We watched tons of videos. Like, I knew I wanted to vlog, but I had to watch how other people vlog to see how I needed to do it, what was important,
Thank you.
I do that with
what
Dad.
was special.
I do that with Dad. I watch your YouTube videos, and that's how I get it from.
Yeah.
Learn from mine.
And so Grady's been inspired from me when I've been inspired from others. And hopefully somebody else who's watching this, who's a dreamer, will be inspired by what we're doing and sharing it with you. So,
Well, and I've inspired Layla. This is very important and deep. She's been needing to go pee, and she just walked in the restroom. She's like, "It's an outhouse. I can wait." I feel you, Will.
that's a girl struggle right there.
I don't care about
The cans are a struggle for the
You don't have to
ladies.
sit on them wondering what's going to jump out and bite your, you know what.
I have to sit on them.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but who cares?
well, me and Sissy don't like it. We've imagined too many bad things.
Listen, if you guys are wanting to do this and you can't wait, just know that in the waiting is going to be a learning process for you, and it's going to be needed. But in the waiting, there's growth, and in the waiting, there's faith. So just keep pushing through, however long it takes. Keep dreaming, keep living, and it'll happen.